So today, midpoint of a line. So the reason we're doing this is if we have a line segment mapped from a Cartesian plane, we can find the midpoint of the line if we know a certain amount of elements of said line. Oh, not green, I want black. So the minimum things that we need to form a line are just 2 points. And then we connect the 2 points and that gives us our line. That line can extend past those points if we really wanted. But to form a straight line, all we need are just 2 points. Once we have those 2 points, we form a line segment. Take it off.
What was Duncan wearing, sir?
Sarah, Duncan was wearing a gas mask. So we form a line segment which has the 2 endpoints and the line that's connecting them. And it has a length. And since it has a length, it also has a middle. Because it has a length, we can always find the middle. We can find the middle by taking the average of the 2 points. So we need 2 points to form a straight line. That is the minimum information that we need because we just connect them with a straight line. And once we have those 2 endpoints of the line, we can take the average of those 2 endpoints to find the middle of the distance of our line. And that is what we call the midpoint, the middle point. So the midpoint, and we'll often say capital M for midpoint, is the halfway point between the 2 endpoints. And I'll just copy the graph in. Bit bigger. Okay. So let's say I've just got a point here and a point there. I can connect them with a line. And then right there,
Imagine liking your math teacher. He's quite offended now. He doesn't want to say.
that's my midpoint of the line. Okay? So we find the midpoint of the line using the 2 endpoints. Now when I have that word mean, when I find the mean of the x coordinates and the mean of the y coordinates, what does that word mean? Mean.
What does the word mean?
Yeah. So in terms of math, when I say mean, what is the definition? It's the average. I'm finding the average of the 2 points. Guys, thank you. So the midpoint, again, we'll just call it capital M.
I feel like you're nicer to us anymore, Jordan. Am I wrong?
Maybe you're just well behaved today. So for our coordinates, we've got x1 plus x2 over 2.
So, you should rickroll the people watching.
I should what?
Rickroll the people watching.
I don't know what that means, Bryn.
It's where you play Never Gonna Give You Up.
Okay. So x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. That is how we find the midpoint of a line using the two endpoints of that line, okay? You add the two x coordinates together, stop talking. You add the two x coordinates together and you divide it by 2 to find the average of those. You add the y coordinates together and then you divide it by 2 to find the average of those, and then that will give you the midpoint of your line. Bryn?
Where it says x1 and x2, does it matter which one is x1?
It doesn't matter which one's which. It just matters that the same points are there.
How come you're dividing 2?
Because you're finding the average to find the middle of it. Sarah?
X1, X2, just like examples or is that like
Uh,
X1?
So you have 2 points.
Oh, so it's
X of the x coordinate at point 1, the y coordinate at point 1,
okay.
and then the x coordinate at point 2, the y coordinate at point 2. So, for example, let's just go here. This here is -3, -1. This here is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the midpoint, it would be x1, which is -3, plus x2, which is 7, divided by 2.
Does it matter which way?
Doesn't matter which way, just make sure your 1s are the same and your 2s are the same.
So that's always divided by 2?
Always divide by 2 because you're finding the average of 2 points. Bryn?
Do you add those?
How come there's a comma in the middle of the 2?
Because it's x, comma, y. So x, comma, y.
So you times it, or
You're not doing anything.
how can that be figure out the median?
Let me do an example and hopefully that clears it up a little bit. So, examples of this. So find the midpoint using the two endpoints. So for my first one, we'll have the points 1, 2. Scarlett, stop drawing on Jordan. Girls. Legs. 1, 2, and 5, 8. So we have a line segment connected from those 2 points. We know that the midpoint x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, it doesn't matter what one's 1 and what one's 2 in terms of your coordinates, but just make sure that you keep them in the same because otherwise you'll confuse them when it comes to different formulas. So let's call this our first one, and this is our second one. So, what is the x coordinate at point 1, Ayush?
X coordinate point 1 is just
it's 1. At point 1, the x-coordinate is 1, so I put that here. What is the x-coordinate at the second point, Tara? 5, right there. Over 2. And the next one, the y-coordinate at the first point, Emma? Bryn, the y-coordinate at my second point? Divide by 2. What's 1 plus 5?
6.
Divide by 2?
3.
3. 2 plus 8, 10. Divide by 2, 5. So your midpoint is 3, 5.
Can you eyeball it?
You can figure out where it should be if you have the line drawn in front of you. But if you are only given the 2 points, could you eyeball that?
No. I mean, no.
B. Okay, we have -1, 4. And 3, 7. Again, always pick which one's going to be your first point, pick which one's going to be your second point. So that's my first, that's my second. You could do it the other way around. Would not change your answer. -1 plus 3 over 2. 4 plus 7 over 2. What's -1 plus 3, Scarlett? -1 plus 3?
Oh my god.
2. 2 over 2. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 over 2. And then the coordinates will be 1, 5.5. When you get to fraction answers like this, I recommend using decimals instead of the fractions. Just because if you guys see 11 over 2 as a coordinate, you don't really know what that is. But the decimals, we can approximate them a bit nicer once we have to plot them. So whenever we're dealing with like linear equations and graphs and points, it's going to be much nicer if we use decimals. Where are we going? There we go. Oh, stop. Okay, there we go. Back on. That's enough. This is the last one. So, we want to try and find the midpoint of the following line. So let's say I have a point here, I have a point here, and I draw that line. Well, Jeremy, how am I going to find the midpoint of that? Did you hear what Sarah said, Jeremy? Okay, Sarah said, find the coordinates of the endpoints first. It's on a grid, so we know what the points are because we can plot the coordinates. So this one here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is at 7, 7. This here is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -1, -4. Since we're on a Cartesian plane, we can map those points. Once we've mapped them, we take the average to find the midpoint. So midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2. Sorry, y. That should be y now. y1 plus y2 over 2. And then we just put the points in. x1 is -1, x2 is 7, so it's going to be 6 over 2. -4, 7, that's 3. 3 over 2.